Yo, what is up, Marvel Legends fans? Thank you for joining us today on our Marvel Legends Fan First Friday. It's going to be an amazing event. Joining me, as always, is my partner in crime, the Marvel Legend, the senior designer, the best person I can work with, and part of the big three, Mr. Dwight Stahl. Dwight, how are you doing?
Doing great, Dan. Excited to be with you and coming to all of our fans today to go through some really substantial surprises.
I would say probably our biggest surprise, or maybe not surprise, biggest item of the year, I would say. As you can tell, we are missing a very big part of our big three. We are missing Mr. Ryan Ting. I am sure Ryan is in the chat right now, so please send him some love because he and his family had a newborn a couple of weeks ago. And so, because of that, Dwight and I said, "Hey, Ryan, we'll take this. Don't worry about it. Why don't you get some rest?" And in order to really fill that gap, that hole, that Ryan-sized hole in our hearts, uh, Dwight and I really wanted to invite some Marvel Legends, some special guests for this Fan First Friday. So, without further ado, let me introduce you to our two special guests, Mr. Ryan Panagos, aka Agent M, and Mr. Jesse Falcon. How are you guys doing today?
So good. So good. Very excited. Look, I don't have to host this. I'm just here as a guest and I get to see your three beautiful faces. This is wonderful.
It's great to see you, Ryan. And it's great to be here, guys. This is super exciting. We've been working on this little project for over a year now. So this is going to be a lot of fun.
Exactly. Hopefully, I mean, it's not really a secret anymore because we teased it twice today. But if you were paying attention this morning on the internet, we teased 2 hours before this live stream, Mr. Fantastic looking at something very big. And just an hour before this live stream, the New York Times actually exclusively revealed this big teaser of something. And if you can't tell from that image who our HasLab is, then you need to not be on this live stream right now. All right. Please. So without further ado, here is our HasLab Galactus. Shout out to our models team, Tony and his team. They digitally rendered this full size of our HasLab Galactus. Here's another look at Galactus here as a digital render.
Hell yeah.
Very cool.
This is the first time I'm seeing him because you guys are jerks and wouldn't let me see him ahead of time. Oh, put it back on my screen, you fools. Give him to me. Oh, look at him.
The handbook styled.
That's the actual scale to a 6-inch action figure, the black silhouette there.
Yeah, the black silhouette is our Legends read from a year ago. So we just kind of plopped him in there so you can see the scale of this monster, this cosmic monster. Hopefully coming to your guys' homes in the not too distant future if we have a little bit of success today.
Yeah, we just need about 14,000 people to make it really successful right now. But before we get into that, we wanted to bring in our special guests to kind of give in their inputs too, right? So, Ryan, why don't we talk to you because you work so closely with the publishing team. For those of the fans who don't know who Galactus is, can you kind of explain who Galactus is and what he means to the Marvel Universe and what he means to you personally?
Yeah, well, I was thinking about it as we were putting this together and we were talking about this. Like, this is the 55th anniversary, I think, if my math is correct, for Galactus. So Galactus created in 1966 by Jack Kirby and Stan Lee. And like, I've read a bunch of stories. I'm a huge Jack Kirby's my favorite artist of all time. So like, and I don't think that's sacrilege to say here, especially with Jesse and Dwight and you, Dan. Like in like 1966. They had this idea and Stan was like, yeah, we have this guy from space come down and he's going to cause trouble and the Fantastic Four have to beat him up. And the Watcher shows up and the Ultimate Nullifier and he had the bones for the story. And Jack comes in, he's like, I'm going to do a space god and he needs a herald. And he puts this story together and they turned what probably could have been a single page or a single issue story into the epic, The Coming of Galactus, which, has been showing up on your screen. And he comes down from space. He eats worlds to keep himself alive. He's from the universe before ours. Like, I love Galactus. He's among my favorite characters. I have probably like 3 or 4 copies of the original story in various different collections. I just grabbed one of them for this. But like, I'm a huge Galactus collector too. I've got this pretty boy, which I've had for a long, long time. I was looking for one of them that I had, the one that has the voice chip in him. Couldn't find him because I just moved, but I have him and I have him, and they usually, the 3 of them, I put them together as like sort of a modern family. They all stand together on display in my house. But I'm obviously wearing a Galactus t-shirt. Sorry if I spoiled the reveal before we got into it, but I realized that. I was like, oh crap, I'm the guy with the band t-shirt at the show. But you know what, it's Galactus, man. He's amazing. There's tons of great stories. 55 years of history there, and there's some really, really cool stuff I'm sure we'll get into as we go along.
Yeah, and Jesse, I'm sure you were probably there, designing or helping design.
I was there when
giving your
Jack Kirby
input.
drew it. Yep, that's right. I was there when Jack Kirby drew it. I'm that old. That's why I'm wearing glasses now. My eyes stopped working. No, I honestly, like, I have to parrot a lot of what Ryan said. When I was a kid, I was reading the John Byrne Fantastic Four, and he did an incredible take where the Fantastic Four had to champion saving Galactus's life. It was the trial of Galactus. It was an amazing comic book. And then, there have been so many great stories. And recently, I think Jason Aaron and Olivier Coipel, Ryan, help me on his name if I mispronounce it, I apologize, did this incredible battle between Odin and Galactus, which was like one of the craziest things I think I've ever seen committed to paper from a standpoint of like high concept science fiction. Like, how would these two incredible characters go at each other? And he's just been, the concept of Galactus, that he would continuously need heralds to replenish, this eternal hunger that he has. It's just such a cool story. And I also have, throwback. This is what Ryan just showed, but this is actually the original Toy Biz Paint Master. Super fragile. It's falling apart in my hands as I speak, so I'm going to put it back down. But a character that I love very much. I'm so excited to be here with you guys. Thank you for inviting and asking me to be here. This is super fun.
Well, we are honored just to have you two here. It's awesome to get your input, your insights into it. But Dwight, you and I, we've been keeping this a secret for more than a year now, right? And it was just a couple of, almost a week ago when we first launched our first HasLab, right? How you feeling about HasLab 2.0, our Galactus, man?
I'm super stoked, man. The cool thing about doing another giant-sized character that's similar to the one we did, with Sentinel, was we had a learning curve from the Sentinel that we were able to apply to this big guy, which I think makes him even more superior than the Sentinel, and the Sentinel is absolutely amazing as well. So I think anyone who decides to back this and will ultimately have this Titan to stand next to his Sentinel and his other Marvel Legends figures, I think is going to be very, very pleased with the scale and scope of this figure. It was another massive project. Kudos to Rob and the full rest of the team that's not on this little call here, but there was a lot of people all across the globe that went into making this World Eater a reality, and I think the final end result is amazing. And we're going to show you our brand new Paint Master to put up next to Jesse's original Paint Master, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, exactly. Just 2 seconds ago, we showed that digital render of Galactus. But what's better than showing a full-scale video? That shout out to Dave White. This is the first time our special guests have even seen it. So you're going to see live reactions to what our HasLab 2.0 Galactus is going to be. Let's see this video. there you have it.
Hell
What did you guys think? Ryan, Jesse, what did you guys think?
Oh, Jesse, you've been seeing this for a long time.
Yeah, I mean, I've been seeing this since it was a birthed baby. But it's so exciting to be in this moment and offering it now to people because it truly is the biggest Marvel Legend ever made. It has more points of articulation than any Marvel Legend ever put in the marketplace. Toy Biz and Hasbro combined. It beats the POAs on the previous HasLab exclusive that we made. And some of the bits and pieces that we will one day reveal are some of my favorite that we've ever offered for a HasLab exclusive. So it's very exciting.
Yeah, I every time I look at a Galactus figure, I'm always like, he's got such swole arms, and it always fascinates me. But I love the fact that like it's a thing, and that he keeps it for this big boy here. Oh man, he's so good. I can't believe like 20 points of art. Do I even have 20 points of articulation in my hands? I don't know. I'm gonna figure that one out. But it's rad as hell. Oh, and like I like the detail, like the mechanical-ish looking details there. I love his skirt. The paint is perfect, and that swappable head, the skull. I lost it. Like that was the one that I was like, that's the dunk right there. That's like the break the backboard. Amazing.
And Dwight, you guys a couple years ago for SDCC, you actually built a Galactus con exclusive that had that kind of featured that skull face.
Oh no! Yeah, it's great. We thought it kind of served two purposes for the fans. You know, there was the arc where Galactus was dead under New York at one point in time. So you can have that as a defeated rotting Galactus, or you can kind of imagine it's him starving. And it's like all of his flesh is starting to eat away as he's just needs to be heavily replenished. So I think it kind of serves two purposes, and then you get your properly majestic and stoic face, and then someone just shot a laser beam into my eyeball and I'm pissed off face. So we got a little bit of everything for everyone.
Yeah, so just quickly to hit all the features again, just on a quick highlight, we have 3 alternate faceplates that are going to come with our Galactus. It's our tallest Marvel Legends ever, standing at 32 inches tall. In comparison, our previous HasLab, which was the Sentinel, is about 26.3 inches, if I measured everything correctly. So it's way bigger than the Sentinel. It has over 70 points of articulation. I believe our PDE told me it was close to 75 points of articulation, give or take, and over closer to 400 pieces to make this figure. And it comes with, of course, the LEDs in his chest and his head as well. But we're going to do some show and tell, because I know what you guys want really is for us to shut up and you just want to see the product. And Dwight is the best at showing and telling. So he's going to give you guys a first look at our HasLab Galactus. Now, remember, this is not the final product. This is an early prototype, but we think it's still super, super dope. So Dwight, why don't you take it away?
Sure. Okay, Ryan, you showed us some of the stuff that you have in your collection, and we got some of those over here as well. So, here's our original Galactus that was designed by David, one of our ex-team members back in the day. And this was created for the Marvel Universe line. And he stands around just a little bit over 19 inches to the top of his antlers. And, for many, many years, if you guys weren't able to get the Toy Biz Build-A-Figure from way back in the day, this was your only other option for a Galactus, and he's about the same scale. So, you guys have thought, this is great, I don't really need another Galactus, and you can, if you really want to go along that line and be that guy who thinks you don't need another one, that's fine. I'm not going to judge you. I'm just going to put this guy over here so you can see his head. And now I gotta move a little slow with this guy. But these guys are standing on the same plane now. So,
Wow.
if you really don't think you need to replace this little cute little buddy size, that's fine. I'm not gonna throw new shade your way, but I'm gonna move him out of the way for now because we got this giant monster to talk about here. So, Galactus is huge. He's 32 inches, like we said, to the top of his antlers. and he comes with all the articulation you'd expect. The LEDs are powered by pushing the center of his chest, and that illuminates his chest. And when you do that, not only do you get the front LED, but he actually has the power core kind of go all the way through to his backside as well. We got some really cool kind of detailing in there. So the illumination is both on the front and the back. And when you get to the backside, you have this little blue button here. Push that blue button, and when you spin him back around, now his head is also illuminated. So,
man, look at that.
Yeah, and when his head illuminates, you get this really cool powered up light behind his eyes, showing that rectangular iris and pupil that he has. You get the 4 orbs on the top of his forehead, his giant lantern head, and then you get the ear cones. There's like a vented energy port on both of his ear cones that also glow. So you get a lot of light pouring out of his face and then his chest and a little bit out of his back as well. So it's fantastically designed. We have tons of details everywhere. His shirt has kind of a hex texture as well as ribbing that goes into his shoulders and bicep that's mimicked onto other parts of his fabrics. All of this figure will have different textures depending on what you're looking at. If it's metal, it's going to have a different feel than the fabric parts and so on and so forth, so that every little bit and piece of him has been, really had a lot of thought put into it. His skirt is multiple pieces, so you can kind of see me moving them out of the way a little bit. That'll allow you to get a little bit more movement out of his legs, because a character of this size with a big skirt that he wears typically wouldn't move too much. But with these major 4 pieces being separate, like flower petals, they do move some, so you can get more use of his legs than you might expect. His ankles also have been reworked and designed, so his foot has a really nice rocker that you can see. It goes really far both ways.
Look at that.
And then it clicks up and down. It doesn't want to move, and I'm not going to try to make it move because for fear of me shattering him. But like you see, he's got a nice rocker to it, and his foot will also pivot front and back. His torso has the inverted ab crunch as well as a torso rocker. So think of a ginormous sized version of our super articulated Spider-Man that you guys got a year ago. So he will be able to rock to the left, he'll be able to rock to the right, as well as go front to back. Don't follow me, big guy. The face plates, you can reach underneath his chin. In this model, you just kind of push it forward and the face kind of pops out. Like I said, this is not production model, but the idea is that you can just reach underneath there and remove a faceplate.
Oh man, I wish I could do that.
I just like that.
This
look
is
too.
actually somewhat more
That's
frightening now
creepy.
without the faceplate.
Dear God, what have I done?
Awesome.
You can plop in a different one, and I just knocked the center of his chest arc reactor off. Give me 1 second. I'll be right back. There was enough room to do the escalator skip. Okay.
There you go.
Jesse, was this figure 3D body scan of you? Because it looks just like you.
It was. It's so funny. I had to fight them for a long time on this because Dwight and I we had done a very long weight gain competition in order to see who could gain the most body mass to be the proper size as Galactus. But I lost, so I had to use my body.
Yeah, my body mass didn't go in the right places when I tried that either. It kept filling out the wrong sections. So, but his arms, we have like the quilted texture. We have like fabric texture going down the sides of his arms. So things that look like fabric will feel a little bit more like fabric. He's got his double elbow. He's got his shoulder that you would expect. He's got the bicep swivel. He's got the hands that we showed in the video. And when you click them around here, he's got all points of articulation in his hands. make sure I don't do anything obscene with his fingers here, while we're just trying to show you how
so
it
he
moves.
can really flip the bird to Reed Richards.
Yeah, exactly. You know, he can turn his hand sideways where he can like hold an action figure. Here's a Marvel Legends Sue that came out. I don't remember the years anymore. I'm sorry, guys. Too many figures have clogged up my brain as far as last year. Okay, so you can see the scale of Galactus holding Sue, you know, in his hands, or just, you know, basically a action figure is about the size of Galactus's
Wow.
dome, not even including his antlers. So
I love it.
that's Sue, and then yeah, you get your alternate.
You're gonna hate me,
What's that,
but do
Dan?
you have a Sentinel by any chance that maybe you can do a size comparison to?
I do. How did you know?
Well, way to rub it in for those of us who don't yet have our own Sentinels. I know Jesse's
yeah,
waiting on like 50 of them.
I funded 50% of you know, the last HasLab. I just wanted this thing to get off the ground successfully. That's incredible.
Yeah, this is
really great.
This is, you know, like I said, the Sentinel's 26, Galactus is 32, but you know, we really wanted to, you know, Galactus should be larger than, you know, even a large Sentinel. So his, as you can see, his shoulder height is an inch or two higher than the Sentinel, and then that just adds that extra mass and height to him. So Galactus is properly huge. That's kind of one nice benefit to doing them the way we did these. You know, the one we showed you earlier, the Marvel Universe Galactus, was an amazing figure, and it was designed for different purposes. It was half Galactus, half Sentinel. You were able to use the same body for both, but that's not what we did here. Each of these bodies is 100% unique and original for these HasLabs, because we thought that these things needed to be as special and unique as possible for our super diehard fans, all of you out there who we hope will support us and back this monster. So as you can see, he is properly huge. And I think he will. I think just a year ago we were saying, oh, and the Sentinel will be an amazing centerpiece for your collection. Well, now we have a new amazing centerpiece for your collection. So, you know, and who knows what we'll have next? Never can say what you might see next coming from Marvel Legends, huh?
Well, I mean, you guys could tell me. I
will,
want to
Ryan.
know.
Check your DMs.
All right. Thank you, Jesse.
Well,
and I just want to say, guys,
know,
listen, this is an amazing outing, but you know, I'll always love the ones from the past, but I will love even more the ones in the future. Guys, great work. And honestly, like, you really killed it. This is an incredible execution. It's really beautiful. It's really cool to see everything kind of in hand, Dwight. So thank you so much for showing all that stuff. It's really great to get that context. The Sentinel looks incredible. I can't wait to get my hands on those. So thanks, man.
Yeah, I can't wait to. I'll take some photos of these two punching each other in the face, so we can get some more awesome images of these things out there for the fans to enjoy. Because I've been wanting to play with this, but I was afraid to touch it before this call because I knew I would break it. So now I can go have a little bit of fun with him.
I look forward to seeing your vacation pictures with Galactus.
Yeah. It's him and Galactus on Space Mountain.
Yeah.
Well, guys, as you guys know, though, Galactus is only going to be possible and only going to be made if all the fans here on this live stream support it. And not just the people in the live stream, but if you need to tell your sisters, your brothers to back and support this Marvel Legends HasLab, all right? Not only is the product awesome and cool, but as you can see, we need 14,000 backers to really fund this project. All right. We know it probably won't be, 24 hours after that it gets fully funded, but let's try to see if we can do that. Like, exactly. It could be. Last year in the Sentinel, we never thought that the Sentinel was going to be backed in 26 hours. So I challenge you guys all right now. 14,000 backers. We need to do this in under 26 hours. If you guys can do that, man, whew, we shall see
will
what
we
happens.
get?
You know what I mean?
Oh, and
well,
keep in mind
that
that I have a bunch of little red bubble wrap things back here that Ryan out of Pain of Death said I was not allowed to share with you guys just yet. But we've got, I don't know, a handful of other things that if that goal goes above 14 and reaches a few extra yet to be determined stages, there might be some extra bells and whistles that we might be able to pull out and ring a ding ding, add some bonus fun to this cosmic badass.
yeah, exactly.
Ring a ding ding, just like Galactus's catchphrase.
But you know, if you back this project, we actually have some more little things for you as well. Ryan, why don't you talk to them about the Marvel Insider as well too?
Yeah, as everybody can see, we have a rewards loyalty program at Marvel called Marvel Insider. So if you're in the US and you are one of the backers here and it's successful, you get some really cool stuff. We'll give you the digital copies of the comics that we were talking about, The Coming of Galactus, the original Fantastic Four, 48, 49, and 50 issues. You'll get those in your Marvel Comics app. You also get 70,000 rewards points, 70,000 Marvel Insider points, which is huge. We just did a whole Marvel Comics event, and one of the things that you could use your Marvel Insider points was for getting yourself drawn into a Marvel comic. And so you amass enough points, you read enough comics, you do all this stuff, you back the HasLab Galactus, who knows what you could use those points for. So there's a lot to it. You can see all the terms and conditions there, but you go through it. It's just an added perk, especially for all of our fans in the US.
That's very cool.
Yeah, very, very cool indeed. But enough about all that. Let's show some cool images of this new HasLab Galactus figure. Shout out to our main guy, Dave White, who took some awesome images of our HasLab Galactus here. Again, we need 14,000 backers to truly fund and make sure that this project goes live. Let's see how fast we could get to that 14,000 backers number. But look at these gorgeous photos that Dave White shot. So shout out to Dave again. Jesse, Ryan, any last comments or thoughts that you have for HasLab?
He's perfect, and I want him right now. Give him to me.
Well, it's lunchtime, and I hunger to get this closed. So, guys, let's do it. Let's make this happen.
I want that Galactus. Give it to me right now, Dwight. I mean, seriously.
It's in my house. Now that COVID restrictions are dropping, you can come visit. Yeah, come up to Rhode Island.
Yeah. It's not that far.
We can sit on the floor in my basement. We can play action figures all day.
It's great.
I love it. I'll bring my Galactuses.
Perfect. We'll have a tea party for Galacti.
It's great.
All right, and with that, guys, so starting today, all right, July 16th, you will have 45 days to truly back this HasLab project. So the last day to back this project, and buy 10 of these, is August 30th. That will be the last day. And don't worry, throughout this backing period, we have some cool things to show. Again, Ryan Ting told us that we cannot reveal certain things, or else he threatened us with death a little bit.
He didn't say that to me.
Well, I mean, he says that to me and Dwight all the time, Jesse. You're very lucky.
I'm texting him to you right now, Jesse.
I have to say this, guys. One of the coolest unlockables is the last one, and it's the one I wanted the most. So please for me, help. Let's get this thing funded so we can make this happen. It's going to be awesome. I'm really excited for everybody to see all the cool things, and really thankful and appreciative for everyone's participation for the last HasLab. It was an incredible thing to be a part of. So thank you everyone for doing that. I hope if you enjoyed that, and when you get it, you like it, and you will participate in this one too, because I certainly am. I can't wait to get this going and to see what's on the horizon. So thanks everybody, and thank you Ryan and Dwight for doing this. This is great.
Yeah, no, thank you guys for joining us. I mean, you need to get at least 3, right?
Yes, 100%, Dwight. And thank you to Ryan, who's not here, because he's the best.
Yeah, I mean, everybody's got to buy at least 3, because then you can put, all 3 versions on your shelf, right? You got the Stoic, the Angry, the Starving, and while we're not going to talk about what the things are in detail, I don't know. I mean, who's to say that this couldn't have troop building capabilities?
Dun, dun, dun.
Yeah, no doubt about that. No doubt about that. So with that, we're gonna close. I know some of you wanted to see even more Marvel Legends stuff, but don't worry. The month of July is not over. August, we're gonna have crazy amounts of stuff to reveal and share, and PulseCon. So don't worry about it. Today, we just wanted to focus on one thing, and that is our HasLab Marvel Legends Galactus. So right after this, go to HasbroPulse.com. Back your HasLab Galactus. All right. So thanks everyone. Thanks Ryan. Thank you Jesse. Thank you Dwight. I love you guys. Go Marvel
Great
Legends.
to see you guys.
Peace out.
Be safe, everybody.
You.
Take care.
Bye, guys.
Seriously, Dwight, give me the Galactus.
Yeah. Can I have one too, please?
Oh, yeah.